Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. We got some stuff to talk about here. I'm waiting for some people to join in the live real fast before we start talking. Don't like my video right now. 1 second. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second, guys. Let me get myself situated here. Don't like the way this is looking, but it's okay. We just gonna talk. Expedia. Let some people join in first before we start the stream off. As you are coming in, hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button as you are coming in. Give me a second. Let me adjust something real fast, guys. As you are coming in, hit the thumbs up button. Be right back on screen in a second for you guys. Adjust my little lighting situation here. What is going on, guys? What is going on? How are you doing? How are you doing? Face is kind of shiny. How you guys doing today? In the chat, let me know where you are viewing from and if you can hear me. Yeah, y'all can hear me. All right, I'm good. I'm cool. All right. We're going to talk about this device that I have behind me. This is the Uninet 3300, Uninet DTF 3300. I got it quite some time ago, and I didn't do a follow-up video after I got it. Just starting out in embroidery. Your videos helped me a lot. No problem, chef. No problem, my pleasure. I'm printing up some DTFs right now, guys, and this machine is running like a beast. I got Google actually calling me right now. I can't take their call because obviously I'm on the phone with you guys. I told them to call me back. They're helping me with my ads and stuff for DTF, my DTF promotions. But Peggy, how are you doing? Hello, young man. You are a very entrepreneurial young man in Cincinnati. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you, Peggy. I try to be. That's all I can do, right? Ohio. As you guys are coming in, give the video a thumbs up. All right, so let's get into talk a little bit. So you guys know that as an influencer, a lot of the times there's a stigma online where people think that we get stuff for free and that because we get stuff for free, sometimes we get the best treatment. And I'm here to tell you sometimes that can work against you as an influencer. And you actually, the opposite might happen. Let me see. The opposite might happen sometimes. And oftentimes it does. See the device, the DTF 3300 printing in the background. So, All American Print Supply, shout out to All American Print Supply and all my friends over there, sent me the Prestige A3 Plus R. And that was a whole experience, for lack of better words. But everything, in the end, everything turned out okay. And you guys saw me using it. And it worked great. Let me tell you guys what happened. So I'm the type of person, when I get something, I tend not to read instructions. And that's a bad idea. You should always read instructions. It's not a good idea to not read instructions, guys. First of all, let me tell you guys, let me just start by saying that. It's not a good idea to not read instructions, but I'm the type of guy that don't read instructions. So I went ahead and I tried to set up the Prestige A3 Plus R. You guys saw that video. It didn't work out so well. Why? Because I didn't read instructions, and you're supposed to suck the ink in using the syringe that comes with the machine. One of the accessories that come with it. And I didn't suck ink into the line, so I thought it wasn't working, wasn't printing. So, got on the phone with A Print Supply Co. They helped me set up some stuff, and the machine still wasn't working. The one that they had sent me out, it still wasn't working. Couldn't get it to work. They couldn't get it to work. Troubleshooting, couldn't get it to work. Sent it back, got a new one, and the other one, set it up again, and that's when it started working. And that's the machine that I've had ever since then. Running it, trying to abuse this machine so that I can get the real information so I can report back to you guys, right? Killing the machine, running it every day, printing DTFs like crazy. I never sold DTFs a day in my life, but I started running it like crazy just so I can run the machine through its paces, put the machine through its paces, see if it's actually a good machine for you guys to invest in. Because that's what I do. I try to beat the crap out of the machine. You guys see me embroidering with belts and Timberland boots with the MT1501 just to test it to its max capabilities, just for you guys. The mic is echoing. Interesting. Let me see something real fast. Somebody always has a problem with my audio. I got to work on that, but it's not echoing on my end. Anybody else hearing the mic echo? Let me know in the chat. Is anybody else hearing the mic echo, or is it just garbage can? I think y'all be messing with me. Echo here a tiny bit. Oh my gosh. Yes, it is. Okay, why is the mic echoing? And how come I'm not getting echo on here? Yeah. I don't know why. I'm not getting the echo. Everybody says the mic. Okay. Give me a second. I know why it's echoing. Off. All right. Here we go. All right, we good? We cleared that up? It took me a moment. I had to think for a second. Echo went away, right? Yes? We good? Clean audio? Clean audio, right? No echo? All right, cool. All right. Figure it out. Yeah, I had the camera's audio on, and I got too many devices, too much going on. Let's get back to this DTF situation, guys. Let's get back to the DTF situation. All right, what's going on, Angel B Designs? How are you? All right, so DTF. So I had the Prestige A3 Plus R, running it like crazy, putting it through its paces, trying to make sure it's a good device for you to buy. And then as soon as I got it cranked up and going, they discontinued the device. Why? I don't know. I tried to find out. I asked on numerous occasions so I can report to you guys. And you guys saw on video. Some of you guys that watch videos regularly. You guys saw that I tried to ask numerous occasions at events that A Principi was at. Tried to ask them why they discontinued the device. And the answer that they gave me was that, ultimately it had bugs, and from what I got from it, they needed to yank it because it was too problematic for the company to deal with, I guess. But yeah, that's a DTF. I continued to use it because that's the only DTF printer I had. And at that point, business started to pick up with DTF, and I realized that this device was way too slow. Even when I first got it working, I realized it was extremely slow. But what do you do when you're in business and you have a device that's too slow? You just make it do what it do, and you just keep it going, and you just work it to the best of your ability, right? So, fast forward a little bit. Uninet. Got invited to this event, this white toner event in Staten Island, New York, Uninet. You guys might remember me going to that event. And at the event, got to connect with Uninet. And then after the event, that's when I got this right here. Now, I'm gonna let me preface this, or whatever, how they say it, by saying there are a couple of people online that have this device. Some people have good experiences, some people have bad experiences, just like any other device. I always talk about this, right? But I'm the type of person where I'm not going to go off of what anybody else says. I need to experience it for myself, and I can only give my point of view and perspective on the specific device. And I'm not discrediting anybody else's experience because that's their experience, and it's a legit experience because that's what happened to them. Why that happened to them, I don't know. But I kind of understand why it happened, why certain things happen to certain people, because there's many variables when it comes to equipment. Embroidery, sublimation, DTF, DTG. many different variables. And one big variable is the specific unit that you got. Sometimes you could have got a faulty unit. Sometimes it could be you and you didn't read the instructions, like myself. Sometimes you could have let your machine sit. Sometimes you could have put in the wrong ink. Could be a bunch of different things. Sometimes you could have fried it. Who knows if you didn't plug it into a power strip. Could be a bunch of different things why your machine started acting bad, right? So with my experience with this machine, I could not get it up and running, right? I could not get it up and running. I could not get it going because Uninet, shout out to Uninet, by the way. And this is not me bashing them. This is just me giving my experience with Uninet. I was an influencer. I had experience with the DTF. So I'm going to assume right now that they probably thought that I was going to take this printer home and just figure it out and get it set up by myself. So let's just say I did not get the experience that you guys as a customer would most likely get. Fast forward to today, and that's exactly what I took away from it. I literally drove up to New York, up to Staten Island, and they loaded the machine in the back of my truck. Not in a box, not brand new in a box. I think this is a used machine they had sitting somewhere. So I got the used junk they had sitting in the corner, right? Loaded it up, not in any packaging or anything, just like, okay, this part, you need this part, you need this part in the back of my truck. That's what I'm telling you guys. Sometimes being an influencer can work against you. Loaded it up, took it home, pieced it together, and I was on my own, right? A customer that buys this gets an email, follow-up email with instructions, setup guide, everything in the box, everything, it's coordinated a lot better. But because I was an influencer, boom, here you go, take it, have fun, right? And that's not to knock Uninet, because it's up to me receiving the machine to now follow up with them to say, hey, okay, what's the next step? I didn't do that. I'm just like waiting to hear from somebody. And shame on me, because you don't magically just hear from somebody after you get something. You got to reach back out and say, okay, I'm ready to set up or something like that. So set it up, couldn't get to work, had ink in it and everything, set it off to the side. And a key component and a key thing to remember while all this is going on is that I have another DTF printer, and I got an embroidery machine. I got other GTGs and stuff like that sitting around. So this was not necessarily a priority to get up and running because I already had another DTF printer going. So as people were placing orders, I'm filling on those orders on my Prestige A3+R. Even though this is faster, I know it's faster, I couldn't get it to work. I saw people online with it working, but I couldn't get it to work. And it wasn't on my priority list. I had dedicated hours to it, and I just couldn't get it to work. Got on the phone with somebody else that had one, who assured me that they could help me get it to work. They couldn't help me. They could not help me. All right. So it sat for months with ink in it. I'm not going to lie. And I had it plugged up, though, so that the ink can circulate. I knew that much. But meanwhile, I'm hearing people saying that their printhead clogged and stuff like that. So every like week or two or three, I would do like a nozzle check or something. And my printheads were fine. So I couldn't relate to why people's printheads were getting clogged on this specific machine, because I'm like, yo, mine's been sitting here for months, and when I do a nozzle check pattern, I still see all the lines. How are you using it? And then now all of a sudden your printheads are clogged. I'm going away. I'm going out of town, guys. I have two Ricoh R1000s, so I have experience with these weird printers and their printheads, right? And I push these things to the limit. And my R1000s, my DTG printers, they never got clogged. My Prestige A3+R never got clogged. This printer, as far as I knew, it was never clogged, right? So fast forward a little bit, like fast forward all the way to like 2-3 days ago. All right, 2-3 days ago, I'm going back and forth with actually last week I'm going back and forth with Uninet, and one of the guys at the company's like, "Hey man, what's up with the DTF printer? I haven't seen any content with it." I'm like, "Bro, I can't get it to work." So they're like, "Well, why didn't you tell us?" I'm like, "Well, thought it was obvious, so I don't know." But anyway, they put me in touch with a girl named Alexandra. I think she's the technician over there. Alexandra, we did a FaceTime call. No, we did a Microsoft Teams call or something like that, where she tapped into my computer. No. She did a Microsoft Team call, and she told me what to do. We had this thing running in about 25 minutes. Maybe 25 minutes, maybe more like 15 minutes. She had the print heads lined up and everything and good to go. And like, I felt so silly because I think about maybe 6 months had went by. I don't know, between that video where I did the white toner event and now, that had to be about 5 months ago, 5 or 6 months ago. I'm not sure. I know it's hot outside. It's chilly now. But we literally got this thing running in like maybe like 25 minutes, half an hour or so. Like it was fast. She helped me out real fast. So boom, it was printing that day. I think like 2 days later, I went to go print with it. 2 days later, excited, get to the studio. I'm ready to knock out some DTFs because it's faster machine, newer machine, right? I go to print, nothing's coming out. Nothing's coming out. I run it some more. I try to do a couple print head nozzle check patterns. Nothing is coming out, family. Nothing is coming out. What happened? Can anybody in the chat guess what happened? Can anybody in the chat guess what happened and why nothing was coming out of the ink, the printer? Nobody can guess. Nobody. Michelle got it. The printer got clogged. Finally, after the printer never getting clogged, I don't know what happened. Between the point where she helped me get it set up and a couple of days later, I think maybe there was good ink in the lines or something like, I don't know, because it's the head to get, I have no idea. But that one little 2-day period, the printer got clogged. It was the white heads in particular. So, okay, back to the corner again goes this one, because now the printer head's clogged. I got orders. I'm filling them on my Prestige. My Prestige is still pumping. Now I got 2 Prestiges, right? Still pumping. So now, I'm getting orders and orders. Stuff is starting to pick up. I'm excited, but discouraged at the same time because the Prestige is slow. But I'm getting orders, right? Like crazy. I'm doing other stuff. I'm doing, selling a whole lot of stuff on the embroidery machine. Everything's going great, right? Offline, right? Not doing that many videos because I'm swamped with orders and stuff. So what happens? I come in one day to fill some orders on the DTF machine. And this particular day, I think I had like three orders. 1 big order and 2 small orders. I print one of the small orders. It was like maybe like 20 DTFs. Bam, bangs it out. I go to start printing a big order. The Prestige A3 Plus R goes. I'm like, what the heck is? It never made that noise before. It's never made that noise before, ever. I've had this machine for months. You guys saw me beating up this machine for months, right? YouTube, Instagram, Reels, stories. I've been beating up this machine for months. I'm confident that I got it down packed. I know how to treat it. It'll never break. I can't get this thing to break, right? I'm bragging about this machine. I clean it. I do everything. Unplug it, plug it back in. The lights are flashing. Nothing's working. None of my tricks are working. Every time I go to print, it goes, and then the red lights start flashing. It will not start printing again like it was. So got on the phone with A Print Supply after a couple emails and stuff like that. Technician, it's not working. It's dead. They're like, all right, well, just pack it up, and just send it back or whatever. So now, and meanwhile, the other Prestige A3+R stopped working also, right? So now I got 3 dead DTF machines with orders. 3 dead DTF machine with orders. All right, so I go home. I got to refund people's money, but I didn't do it yet. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Meanwhile, I figured out a workaround with one of my DTG printers. That's a whole separate video for you guys. Make the long story short, I've never been able to print DTFs with my DTG. I just couldn't get it to work. But because both my DTFs were down, I don't know whether they did a firmware update on the DTG machines, but I was able to print DTFs and they look fantastic. All right, they feel DTFs on the DTG feels better than DTFs on the DTF machine. So, all right. Following day, I'm coming into the studio. I look up on my mailbox. What do I see? Uninet sent me new print heads. I see a box says Uninet on there, and I knew it was the print heads because I told them, hey, the print heads were clogged. And they said, okay, we'll send you out some new ones. Right on time. Go upstairs, send an email. Hey, can you send me a video showing how to install the print heads? Real easy install. And of course, during the install, I messed something up. Instead of taking the print head out, the 4 screws of the print head out, I took the whole plate that holds the print head. So now, if I put the thing back in, it's going to be misaligned. So I'm like, what could have been a 5-minute fix turned into like a half an hour fix. But fixed everything. And luckily, when I put everything back in place, it wasn't that misaligned to the point where it's noticeable. So it's a little bit off, but it's not that off, right? So put everything back together, and now here we are. And since then, I ran the machine all day yesterday, like literally all day yesterday. Half of the day before that. And the day before that, which was 3 days ago, was the day I fixed the machine. So what we're going to do right now is we are going to run this every single day. And this is just like anything else, guys. What it is, if you notice, with every single DTF machine available, everybody's having some type of issue initially getting it set up, right? But once they get up and running, they're going. So I still think, like I said before, this technology is so new that we're not accustomed to it. Even companies that are releasing them, they're not accustomed to it. So everybody's having issues, and it's not a smooth purchase. But I have to admit, if I would have when I got this, if I would have reached out to somebody, this would have been up and running, and this probably would have been really, really smooth. But I didn't, so that was my fault. I should have been using this months ago. You're talking about I would have been ahead of the game because prints fast, the Prestige print, I would have been banging out orders fast, right? And I would have been promoting more so I can get more orders, but because it wasn't running, I wasn't promoting as much because I was scared to get big orders, right? But now, AlanAwade.com, get your DTF transfers, right? But that's what I mean by sometimes being an influencer can work against you because you're not a priority. The customers are priorities. They got to focus their attention on the customers, and they're like, here, okay, here's your stuff. Okay, let me get back to work. And in this case, that's exactly what happened. And because I guess maybe I didn't want to be a burden, or I don't know. I was trying to not reach out so I can get the customer experience, but it wasn't the customer experience. It never was. It never was the customer experience because I didn't get the thing in a box. It was not a traditional transaction. Nothing about it was normal. So now that it's up and running, I can probably try to give you like a fair review on it, I guess, but not right now. You guys are just gonna see me beat the crap out of this machine. I'm just gonna try to run it every day. And for those of you that don't know, on AlanAWade.com. This channel is to help you guys make informed purchases and to help you guys build your business and to share my experience with these different devices, right? So I want to run the crap out of the machines, because if I don't, I want to give you guys a fair understanding of how long your machine's going to last, if it can hold up to like consistent use. And I thought the Prestige A3 Plus R was that, but I killed it. So there is a limit to that specific machine, right? This is a bigger machine. It's a stronger machine. I'm going to run as much as I can, but I need you guys' help. I priced my transfers really, really cheap. They're $6 each for transfers. You can buy a 10-pack or 20-pack. I'm going to list some more options on there for those of you guys who want left chest. Left chest should not be the same size as, a full chest. So I'm gonna put some more options on there. So Alan, ALLAN, awade.com. Put your orders in. I'll knock them out. I'm sending them out the next day because I got this bad boy right here. If you know anybody that buys transfers on the regular, encourage them to shop with the minority. Encourage them to shop with us. Encourage them to shop over here. Save some money. And I made quite a few videos on how my transfers press. Of course, no transfer made with one of these machines is going to be as good as Supercolor, as good as TKO, because their technology is way more advanced. But that's not the point. That's not the point. I'm not trying to compare this or any other DTF to TKO or Supercolor. Shout out to both of those companies, or Ninja Transfers. I know they've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars possibly in their equipment. So it's supposed to be significantly better. But is it significantly better? I'm not sure. It's better. It's definitely better. But if we're all trying to make money here, save some money, my transfers come out great, So, are you going to get the Prestige R2? I heard it through the grapevine that I am going to get the Prestige R2. So we'll see. I mean, maybe. So we'll see. Leaning more towards yes, but we'll see, right? So guys, I just want to update you guys on this printer, exactly what happened and why it took me so long to do a follow-up video after I initially got it. It was my fault. I got to take full responsibility. I'm not one of these influencers to blame stuff on the companies and anything. They can only do what they can do, right? And it's up to us to follow up if things aren't going right. And come to find out, that's all I had to do was make one phone call, send one email, and I got this thing up and running as soon as I got it and set it up in the studio. So I lost out on a few months of opportunity and a few months of usage, and I clogged the printhead also. It was all my fault. So we're going to run the crap out of it and see what happens, and I'm going to report to you guys in the future. Let me take a moment to answer some questions if you guys have any questions about this, or if you guys have any questions for me. I am excited, Michelle. What's going on, Bells? Shout out to Bells. Yeah, everyone needs to know a printer is a printer. That's a good piece of advice, Levi. Because to be honest, these printers, the guts are probably all the same in all of them. To be honest, I don't know. Yeah, the guts are probably all the same. But guys, that's it for me. I'm gonna talk to you guys on the next video. And if you got any questions, now is your last chance. But I'm gonna go live again today, so I'll talk to you guys later. All right, peace.